It just sounds so good. I need to get my hands on it, my little grabby paws. Hello book besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bailey and I like to read a little bit. So today is all about what I want to read in April. Okay, we're talking April TBR, we're talking new releases, we're talking TBR jar. Yes, you heard that right, I'm starting a TBR jar. This is what we've got. I'm gonna get a cutesy little jar and better paper. This is what we have for now, and it works, right? It gets the job done. I've already picked out 6 books that I know that I want to read in April, and I think we're gonna choose probably 2 more because I like to keep my TBR at about 8 books. That gives me a little bit of wiggle room for the month. But yeah, we're gonna choose 2 with the TBR jar together. A lot of the ones that I do want to read in April are new releases. Can we talk about how many new releases are coming out this month? Because it's actually insane. I mean, we're talking Emily Henry, we're talking Abby Jimenez, and I'm so excited. So we're just gonna dive right in. First, we're gonna talk about the 6 that I did choose, and then we're gonna pick the 2 from the TBR jar. The first book that I wanna read in April is in fact Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is the sequel to Phantasma, and if you did not read Phantasma last spooky season, you're missing out on a really fun time. It was just a spooky, gothic, witchy, fun, spicy read. And this book follows the FMC from Phantasma's sister. I believe it takes place in Italy, and I'm very excited because the MMC has like tattoos and he's dark haired. So in case no one knows what this is about, it says, when Genevieve Grimm's mother is killed, Genevieve wants answers nobody can give until she receives an invitation to Enchantra, a cursed place filled with temptations and illusions. Arrogant and dangerously handsome, Rowan Silver meets her at the door and refuses to let her inside. But Genevieve finds her own way in, and she soon realizes her mistake. Enchantra is a twisted labyrinth of marble and thorns where Rowan's family are trapped forever in a deadly game. Now Genevieve must win or die. Rowan offers her a deal. They can compete together if they convince everyone watching that they're desperately in love. Genevieve knows she can't trust Rowan, but she'll do whatever it takes to survive. As they hunt and hide together, Genevieve tries to ignore the desire burning between them. She absolutely cannot fall for this man, cannot forget that she's only pretending to be in love. After all, it was Rowan who taught her Enchantra's first rule: never ever trust your heart. So it sounds very similar to Phantasma, where Phantasma was a haunted house. This is a labyrinth. I bet this one may be a little bit better. Phantasma was super spooky, dark gothic. I think this one is gonna be spooky, light gothic, if that makes sense. Like, it's still gonna have that gothic vibe, but I'm pretty sure Genevieve is more of a like lighter character than Ophelia was in Phantasma. So I'm very excited for this. I cannot wait. And I just love a gothic book. Gothic books speak to my soul. And then of course, I had to mention it. I want to read Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. So this one, if I understand correctly, is about a man and a woman who go on a date, and it's like the best date. I believe he's a vet too. That's hot. I don't know why, but it is. They end up, because of outside forces, things that are going on in their families or worlds or whatever, they end up not being able to be together. I really enjoy Abby Jimenez's writing, right? I liked it, and then Just for the Summer came out and I read that. That was a 5-star book for me. I was obsessed with that book. It was the perfect summer book. She does the same thing kind of that Emily Henry does. Like, yes, there's romance, but also it's deeper. Like, she has depth to her characters and to the love story. I like that, and I'm very excited for this one. And then we have our book club read of the month. This book has been making its rounds, okay? On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin. The blurb for this one says, at Bloodwing Academy, blood is power and love is a dangerous game. I didn't sign up for this. A half-fae in a school of high-blood vampires? That's a recipe for torment. I'm Medra Pendragon, the last of the dragon riders, or so they tell me. Funny thing is that there are no dragons left. Not a single one, but somehow that hasn't stopped the vampires from deciding I'm worth capturing. Now I'm stuck at Bloodwing Academy, where the High-Bloods run everything, and Blightborn like me, we're just the blood in their veins, pawns in their games. But that's not even the worst part. Enter Blake Dragharo? Cold, arrogant, and way too gorgeous for his own good. Aren't they always? He's been tormenting me since the moment we met, and now thanks to some ancient ritual, we're betrothed, and he acts like he owns me. But I'm not gonna go down without a fight. Bloodwing isn't just a school, it's a battlefield. High-bloods fight for power, and if you're weak, you're dead. Deadly competitions, lies that could get me executed, and a dragon-shaped secret looming over my head. All I have to do is survive. Sounds easy, right? So, arranged marriage in a way, there's gonna be dragons, there's vampires, all of that sounds so good, and people are comparing this one to like Zodiac Academy in terms of addictive writing. I feel like this is the perfect type of book to read in book club too, because we can all giggle and kick our feet together and theorize. I love reading fantasy in the book club. So I'm very excited to read this with everyone. This cover is gorgeous, by the way. But she's also on Kindle Unlimited, so if you want to read this with us, you are more than welcome to join. There's no timeline for when you have to read it. You can pick it up whenever in the month of April and then just see everybody's comments that they've left. It is the ultimate buddy read. And then the next book on the TBR is going to be a new release, and it's not coming out out till April 22nd, so this will be read later in the month. It is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I have read all of Emily Henry's books, and I have enjoyed all of Emily Henry's books. From what I've heard, the romance is really good, but the plot takes precedent over it. So we're gonna follow two writers who are both on the same story of trying to get an interview with this heiress who hasn't been seen in years. She was like a huge star years ago, and she hasn't done an interview since, and both of these people are trying to do a story on her. But I'm very excited. Emily Henry, she always does me right. She always does me right. And I know this is on a lot of people's April TBR. It's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. It's Emily Henry. And then we have House of Blight by Maxim Martino. This was sent to me by the publisher, and I am so excited because I saw Gothic fantasy with romance, and I immediately wanted it. Immediately. They said that fans of Rachel Gillig would like this, and if you know me, you know that I love me some Rachel Gillig, okay? The Night and the Moth is one of my most anticipated reads of this year. That comes out in May. But if this is being compared to Rachel Gillig, sign me up. I am the easiest person to please when it comes to Gothic fantasy, I feel like. So this one says, Adira Brilwin is a thread mender. She holds a rare life-saving power that can cure disease and heal injuries in the blink of an eye. But magic always comes with a cost, and saving anyone sacrifices a sliver of her own life. She always kept her abilities hidden until the powerful Fernglove family discovers her secret. The Ferngloves are charming and beautiful, possess powerful magic, and don't take no for an answer, especially Orin, the head of the ruling elites. When Adira's brother unexpectedly contracts blight, an incurable virus killing people throughout the town, and an illness too strong for her to heal them both, Orin offers to help. Together at his estate, they'll research a cure while Orin slows their sickness and Adira hones her magic. His kindness and honesty surprise Adira, as does her undeniable attraction to him. But the other Ferngloves are suspicious about her power and may be more dangerous than the ever-present disease. The longer Adira stays within the confines of Fernglove Manor, the more the family's pristine exterior begins to crack, until Adira discovers a terrifying secret and she must choose whom she'll save and at what cost. This is kind of giving me like Belladonna vibes in a way. This is a gorgeous cover, by the way. Can you see that? Yeah, that's stunning. This is also the first in a duology, and can we have more duologies and trilogies instead of super long series? I can't remember who I was talking to about this the other day, but I was just talking about this the other day. We need more duologies. I feel like there's not enough. I know that there's plenty, but there's not enough. Sometimes I just don't have it in me to read a 5 or 6 book series. I want a duology sometimes. So I'm excited for this, and she's not that long, so we can knock her out pretty quick. And then one that I've been seeing all over. This is a book that I look at and I get a 5-star feeling from it. I don't know why, I just do. It is Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Wang. I pulled it up on Goodreads so I could read y'all the blurb. So this one says, magic has made the city of Tyrion an industrial utopia, but magic has a cost and the collectors have come calling. An orphan since the age of 4, Siona has always had more to prove than her fellow students. For 20 years, she has devoted every waking moment to the study of magic, fueled by a mad desire to achieve the impossible, to be the first woman ever admitted into high magistry. When she finally claws her way up the ranks to become a high mage, however, she finds that her challenges have just begun. Her new colleagues will stop at nothing to let her know that she is unwelcome, beginning with giving her a janitor instead of a qualified lab assistant. What neither Siona or her peers realized was that her assistant was once more than a janitor. Before he mopped floors for the mages, Thomo was a nomadic hunter from beyond Tyrion's magical barrier. 10 years have passed since he survived the perilous crossing that killed his family, but working for a high mage, he seized the opportunity to finally understand the forces that decimated his tribe, drove him from his homeland, and keep the Tyranish in power. Through their relationship, mage and outsider uncover an ancient secret that could change the course of magic forever, if it doesn't get them killed first. It sounds a little bit like Dark Academia. I know it's gonna be Gothic vibes based off of the cover alone. I'm very excited for this. Every single person that I have seen talk about this book has rated it 4 stars or above, and the majority of them have rated it 5 or 6 stars. It just sounds so good. I need to get my hands on it, my little grabby paws. 5-star, I think it's going to be. When we do my next wrap up, we will find out if it actually was a 5-star or not. So that was the 6 books that I had already picked for myself. Now we are going to move locations. We are about to go into my book room, library room, whatever you want to call it, and we are going to choose 2 books, not 4. 2. We're gonna choose 2 books based off of my TBR jar. Let's do it. We are in front of the bookshelves now. I've got a whole shelf over here that is TBR and half of one over here that is. So let's go. Ow, my hand is gonna get stuck. Okay. Of course this will be the first one that I pick. This says, a book out of your comfort zone. All right, let's look up here. Damn. Let's see, this one. Okay, so a book out of my comfort zone. We have two options here. I think these are the two that I'm going to choose from. So we have The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. This is a thriller horror, I think. In Garner County, girls are banished for their 16th year to release their magic into the wild so they can return purified and ready for marriage, but not all of them make it home. This is definitely out of my comfort zone. This is not the type of book I normally read. I bought it because it sounded interesting, and then I was like, I'm scared of you. We also have Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. It's out of my comfort zone for sure, but I've heard really, really good things. Basically, a bank robber comes in and takes a group of 8 strangers hostage. Each of them carries a lifetime of grievances, and none of them is who they appear to be. Basically, they start telling truths about themselves while they're being held hostage. That sounds interesting to me, for sure. I think I want to read The Grace Year. I think this is the one that I'm gonna go with just because it's been on my shelf longer. Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. I've also heard good things about this, but I don't think I'm in the mood for this one. At least right now, I think I'm more leaning to this one. So The Grace Year is a book out of my comfort zone. This is the one that we're gonna choose. Okay, last one. There's a hair in my face. Okay. What does that say? A book that matches the season you're in. Okay, so it is April. We need a spring book. That is gonna be over here. I'm gonna move you. We have moved, again, locations, I'm so sorry. All of the ones that are like spring coded that I haven't read are here. Let us see. Is the Hotel Nantucket spring? No, I feel like that's summer. That's summer. What cover gives spring? Oh my God, my books are gonna fall. I was looking at Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is a contender because purple gives spring. This is the only one in that series I haven't read yet, and I was really excited for it when I got it, and then it just kind of like fell out of my brain. So this is a contender. Ooh, Next of Kin. This is like a pastel-y color. This definitely gives spring to me. Wait, okay, I found the perfect one actually. So 7 Days in June. June, that's a spring month, kind of. Not in Texas, but technically it is. We were gonna choose one of these, Daydream or Next of Kin, but this is literally, there's a month in spring that is in the name of the book, so I feel like we have to choose 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I have heard that this is going to make me cry. This says, Eva Mercy is a single mom and best-selling erotica writer who is feeling pressed from all sides. Shane Hall is a reclusive award-winning novelist who, to everyone's surprise, shows up in New York. When Shane and Eva meet unexpectedly at a Black literary event, sparks fly, but what no one knows is that 15 years earlier, teenage Eva and Shane spent one crazy torrid week madly in love and have been secretly writing to each other in their books ever since. This sounds so romantic. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, yeah. We're picking this one. Let me put these up. We are back now. That makes 8 books in the month of April that I want to read. So quick recap. Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. On Wings of Blood by Briar Boland, the Fable Book Club pick of the month. House of Blight by Maxim Martino. And then we also have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which comes out April 22nd. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. And Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Wong. And then the two from the TBR jar, a book that's out of your comfort zone, is The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. And then a book that matches the season you're in, and that is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This month may match up to last month. I don't know. We'll see. That's a good lineup. I feel like that's a bunch of different like genres. I am excited. I want to start doing more TBR jar things. This was my first time doing it. I just feel like it's so fun, and it's a good way to get books off of my TBR and to get out of my comfort zone, you know? Are you going to be reading any of these that I mentioned this month? Are you planning on it? Have you already read any of them? Let me know. I want to know what y'all think of them too. That's the April TBR. I hope it lives up to last month because March was a really good reading month. Thank you for watching my video and supporting me, you guys. I am always so happy that you're here. I love this community so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all of the things. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you all, and I will see y'all next week.